So now you go into the Mountain West. You're there with Levy. Who gives you the call to the pack?
Yep. One day I got a call from Verle Thorgan, who was a supervisor, and we worked a lot of spring games like we all did along the way at UCLA and USC. And then, back then that was the big, kind of your tryout for the pack. And there was not a lot of opportunity. Back then it was always like one, maybe two guys a year would trade openings. And but I can't remember why we had an opening in Southern California. Somebody retired, but I worked the spring game, and then the following week I got a call from Verle Thorgan.
Whoa.
And
Yeah.
he took me in as a line of scrimmage official. So I started out at the line, going backwards a little bit. I was actually a line of scrimmage official in the Big Sky. I ran a
Oh,
football.
really?
Yeah.
So that's why you were so good deep and good at referee, because you was on the line at one point in time.
He didn't watch
Yeah.
just one person, huh? He knew how to watch the field.
I can watch whole field. Yeah, that's so. And then ironically, what happened is that, and then one year, kind of fast forward a little bit here, but I worked the XFL, the original XFL with the He Hate Me and all those guys.
Oh,
and
with the
all
ball,
Yeah.
the ball, the coin toss, the ball toss.
Oh yeah, the ball toss. And I worked deep in that league. They put me at like side judge, and then that kind of springboarded me into working deep. So I worked line of scrimmage for several years. Mountain West, Big Sky, I think a year in the pack, and then Verle's gave me a full schedule the following year as a deep official in the pack, and that's where I was for a while. At field judge.
Didn't you get the opportunity to work in the World League also?
I did. I worked three years in NFL Europe. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I was part of that program, and this amazing experience overall. Getting to travel Europe and working with some just incredible officials that are still today are in the NFL. Craig Rolstad 1 year with my referee. Gerald Austin one season. That was real interesting. I got Gerald Austin stories I can go on for days. And then Gene's Territory one season as well.
He had the index card.
Oh yeah.
You bring the index card. Wow. Okay. So that had to be an experience. Now, instead of you traveling locally in the CONUS, getting on that experience, going over Europe for a week, y'all had to be away for 2 weeks, right? Or how was that?
Well, typically it was almost 2-week period. Yeah, it was about a 2-week period. You were gone. You'd fly out, and then you'd work a game, on the front end weekend, and then you'd have this weekend between where they would kind of cut you loose and say, okay, well, you see you next week in Berlin or wherever it was. And that made it so fun because a lot of people brought their spouses or their significant others, and we would, take that weekend between and go wherever you wanted to go, but you had to be in the next city for the game.
Now, when you talk about family and spouses, Mike, how is it? I mean, because you are a girl dad, for those of us that know you. 3 daughters, I believe.
Three girls. Yep.
Yeah. So how is the family? Do you have kids at this time? Are you married, or still young bachelor exploring?
I was married. Kelly, who we've met was awesome in terms of putting up with all my travels and my pursuit of an officiating career, and she still is today. But we just started having our first 2 kids that were about 18 months apart. So, it wasn't always easy. I was gone quite a bit. We were, asked for some help on some of those trips where we got to go, to Europe, and she went on I think 2 times she went to Europe with me on those experiences. So
that helps.
Yep.